Hey guys, this is 97 Lego Maniac with another custom minifigure showcase video, and this time we're taking a look at Captain America Civil War Wave 3, and this is basically the rest. And these are probably the only figures I'm going to make from Civil War and nothing else. I'm not going to make Civilian number 23 who died on this location where the Avengers fought. I'm kidding. Well, yeah. So to start off in every single video, I will say this: I do not sell my figures, and I make minifigures the way I want to. And if I want to make a certain character, I will do it, not by other people's suggestions, because I just like to go by my own schedule, my own time. And when people just say, "Oh, are you making this?" I usually don't accept them, and instead just appreciate what I have for you here. And that's basically two major things. Oh yeah, and yeah. So let's just continue. So we have Crossbones, we have Baron Zemo, General Ross, and we have Agent 13, and we also have Giant Man, because Giant Man was definitely up there with Spider-Man as one of the highlights of Civil War, and I really enjoyed Giant Man as much as Spider-Man. Ant-Man and Spider-Man were just fantastic in the airport scene. They're definitely in my top favorite superheroes in that scene alone, because they're just so great. So without further ado, let's continue. Actually, there's something I forgot to say. I do have two more figures I want to show you after getting rid of these four before we start on Giant Man. And just to let you guys know, these minifigures are based on my interpretation of the characters. So I just Google images, looked at them, and I just paint what I see. So it was not based off of anyone else's work, and you guys know that. But it's just for me just to tell you guys know. Let you guys know, those who are just new, so they won't think I'm copying or anything, because that is not, no, I'm against copying and all, but I will admit that it looks similar to other people's, because because obviously it will. I mean, it's a Crossbones figure. You only see one Crossbones in Civil War, you only see one Agent 13, you know what I mean. So now we can continue, starting with Crossbones actually. So, Crossbones. Yeah, this was actually the only Civil War figure I worked extremely hard on. And to be honest, if I want to be super negative, he was the most disappointing thing in the movie. Now, obviously, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Civil War. I mean, if you haven't, what's wrong with you? Go see it. Well, yeah, it's just I was really bummed out how he turned out, because I was expecting him to do a lot more, but then they just had to kill him off. I mean, really? I mean, Frank Grillo, I believe that's the actor's name, he said that we will see more of Crossbones. How? The dude blew up. There's no way we're gonna see him, unless they do, the soul gem for the Infinity Stones, and maybe bring back the villains that they keep repeatedly killing off, and they'll make them better. I mean, if they do that, I mean, that's, sure, I guess that's cool, but and then again, I don't want that to happen, because that means they're showing that nobody really stays dead in superhero movies, which they really need to stop. So I'm at the same, as much as I was disappointed in the fact that Crossbones didn't do what he did in the comics, assassinate Captain America, that would have been a much more emotional impact in Civil War. But I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, because if they did, they're gonna bring back Captain America back to life someday. So, and plus it'll be low-key ripping off Batman v Superman in a way. And that movie shouldn't have killed off Superman that easily, that quick. So, if not rambling, talking about the figure, a lot of people wondering what's the helmet. The helmet's actually a flash cowl, and you can see underneath, you can see all that red. And yeah, I'll go into that later. But for the cowl, yeah, it's basically the normal flash cowl. I just sculpted bits around it so you can kind of see the gray procreate on the sides. And yeah, I went with the flash cowl because I just think it's necessary. And luckily, I had extra flash cowls because I did a trade with my good friend Malcolm Hoffman. And yeah, so the flash cowl was basically one part of the trade, and it's great because I made Crossbones with it. Now, I have to say, I usually, when it comes to sculpting, to blend two materials together, it's pretty hard. And in this case, it's clay and rubber, and it did not work well for my Zoom, but for some reason, it looked pretty seamless for my Crossbones. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit sculpting marks, I guess, but for the most part, especially the white area, it doesn't look like it's in 2 separate pieces. So I'm actually amazed that I actually did something. So now that I think about it, I should probably redo my zoom mask to probably do the same thing. But the thing is, I do like the way my zoom mask gets removable because I don't like it in one piece. That's just me. And you know, just having this in one piece, I think it's fine. So but who knows, I might do something later on. And I do have a hair for Crossbones. It's basically, you know, the Tony Stark head, actually the new Superman hair piece, which it can work for Tony Stark too. I use for hair as well, so that's pretty sweet. So I'll show you what it looks like. This is probably the accurate hair that you would get for Crossbones. Now, it's not completely accurate because this side is like basically there's no hair at all because he's all scarred and all ever since a building got dropped on his face, and I don't know how he survived that, but I don't know why, but you know, it's comic books. So going over the torso, this figure is basically all sculpted by me except for the gauntlets. I'll go over the gauntlets later. So all this like armor you see up front, his shoulder pads with his shotgun shells and this like ammo pouch, all this thing is all sculpted by me, and I do like the sculpt. It's not my best sculpt, to be honest. I still like my Atom and my Arbiter. I still like those. Apocalypse is turning out okay, but Crossbones is just a decent sculpt I made. And I know some of you guys might disagree, but that's just how I think. And I did paint on the sides. It's scraping off a bit, but you know, I guess it adds good battle damage effect. Now, I did not include like knives or his gauntlets because I just don't feel like including that. Plus, I didn't notice he had knives. And you can see like his gun holster. That was also sculpted. I gave him like a camo. I had no idea his pants were dark green. So what I did, I quickly washed like dark green all over his legs. So you can see all that dark green camo. And it doesn't really look that good because it's supposed to be dark green, but you know, the lighting just made it look black in my opinion. Now the gauntlets are removable, and you can see, but I don't want to take it off completely because I might damage the string. I did that because, you know, if you want to display your Crossbones with or without gauntlets, you could choose to do so. Putting back his mask on because I love how his mask turned out. Yeah, and it's basically those handcuffs, and it has these little bars. And what I did, I just put them together and I just glued string so they can be attached. So that's basically Crossbones, and that's basically all of them. And we can just move on to the next figure. Disappointing character. I mean, at least his death served a purpose in some ways that later moved the story forward. I guess I give that a plus, but still, I just wish they utilized him more. Our next figure we have is Baron Zemo, and I honestly like Baron Zemo. He's probably my favorite Marvel villain because unlike majority of generic Marvel villains, their motivations it's either super bland like Malekith or super confusing like Ultron's. This character has clear motivation, like you understand exactly where it's coming from. And you know, Daniel Brühl actually gave a great performance, and I have to say, whenever Marvel makes a villain that's not as memorable as Loki or Ultron, they're usually good at writing those characters to give them motivation, like Kingpin, for example. Kingpin is a popular character, but you know, compared to like Loki or an advertisement, not as much. It's probably Alexander Pierce, Baron Zemo, Wilson Fisk, and Kilgrave. They're all just well-written villains. Loki, you might say, oh, what about Loki? Well, Loki, if you think about it, his motivation is because he's jealous of his brother. I mean, he's just butthurt and all. But he's a fun villain, but I wouldn't say he's a well-written character. But Zemo, on the other hand, he's probably the best villain we have in the MCU, and he doesn't have any superpowers. So yeah, that's my thought on Zemo. I honestly thought he was a good villain. Now, I didn't have dark brown legs before. I said this in one of my vlog, I believe. But one time, I was like, you know, I want to buy a book, an actual book, a Lego book piece. The store had some dark brown legs, so I was like, oh great. So I bought 3 of them. I also bought other stuff, but I wanted to buy some dark brown legs because I'm out of those. Good thing I have him because he does have dark brown legs, according to a couple of my friends. So, and he has you might think this is Cape Manus. This is not Cape Manus. This is my own jacket design. Well, actually, it's a jacket that I made based off of Cape Manus' design. There we go. And so, yeah, I gave him a little jacket. I mean, it's a simple figure. If you guys want to know what this face is, it's basically, you know, the new Resistance head we've seen Yeah, I love those heads because it's perfect if you just want to make a simple generic figure. This head totally works. It's my favorite generic head. That and the Legolas head, which I will get to later. And yeah, and I decided to paint Stubble because someone commented that he looks like Peter Parker. And I was like, oh, you're right. So I painted Stubble, and so there we have our Zemo. There's my Zemo figure. I mean, the head's not accurate to the actor, but I just want to make this figure simple. Now this book, wow, now this is something I really want to get into. This is the Winter Soldier activation book, and it's basically a Lego book piece. I haven't had a Lego book piece in a while. I mean, I remember having it in a Harry Potter set when I was a little kid, but I don't remember that set as much. But my goodness, it's so huge. This book is so huge. I was like, and the thing is, a minifigure can't hold it when it's closed. You have to open this thing, so that way they can hold it in his hand. And yeah, you guys want to see what's inside the book? Well, it's basically pieces of paper that I wrote down the activation words, and that's what it did. And yeah, it has a, but the thing is benign, if that's how you pronounce it, I don't care. I accidentally wrote a G instead of an N, so that's why the N looks like a big blob. So yeah, you can have Baron Zemo reading a nice story to the Winter Soldier before he goes to bed, and possibly murder Tony Stark's mommy and daddy. So yeah, that's basically it for Zemo. And this book is so huge, but I really like how it looks. The star was a pain to paint on, and giving a weathering effect. I mean, I just think it's pretty necessary, and it makes it dirty and it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's Zemo. Moving on to our next figure. Now we have Agent 13. Agent 13. Sorry, she kind of looks like a Japanese scroll girl to me. So yeah, I originally did not want to make her at first, but then I was like, you know what? I have 3 figures in the showcase. Might as well have another one to make it even, because I like to go with even numbers, if you guys don't know. Plus, it makes a good even number for the amount of Civil War figures I have. So, Sharon Carter here, she's really not that difficult, really. I pretty much half-assed all of this. So yeah, basically this is her normal look. I believe she had the sleeves rolled up, but I don't really care. I prefer to have the sleeves down. I don't want to waste any more flesh arms or just paint flesh because it's just annoying. And this hair, this was the hair I originally did not want to use, but it's the only one that I have, and to be honest, it's kind of close to accuracy in my opinion. The one like the other hair, now you guys might know what I'm talking about. That hair I don't feel like is accurate enough. This one I could have sanded this little braid thing and could have worked. If you guys didn't want to know what this hair is, it's Jen Weasley's hair. Now the one that Lego provided, while it is a good hair and I might use that for my Killer Frost if I ever want to make her, it's not accurate because she has hairs or bangs coming out on the front of her torso. It does not curl up. So this is the only closest hair that I have currently that is accurate. Now I give her a Brave Torch gun, and yeah, that's basically a dark brown pants, nothing special. And yeah, this head, and this is actually the Supergirl head or the Scarlet Witch head that Lego used. I honestly think that's accurate. The head they used for Sharon Carter in the set, it was what, a Princess Leia head? And which is funny because I thought that Princess Leia head works for Scarlet Witch better than the Supergirl head they use for Scarlet Witch. Or you know, it's confusing. Basically, what I'm trying to say, the head they use for Scarlet Witch looks a lot more like Emily Van Camp than the head they use for Princess Leia. So yeah, that's it. I don't want to ramble too much. That's it. Bye. General MGF is my favorite figure in this showcase. So, looking at Thunderbolt Ross, this isn't the most accurate hair. I mean, I tried many different types of hair, but I honestly like such as this, but I just don't think this works as much. I think going with this, like the James Johnson head, is pretty fun. In fact, he's kind of like the James Jameson. Now I'm looking at him right now. So, if you guys want to know what head this is actually the Legolas head. All I did was basically paint dark eyebrows, his bushy mustache. I swear, every time he gets angry or something, his mustache gets bushier. Is it just me? Alright, whatever. And I painted like little bags under his eyes because he's old and all. And this is the only time the Incredible Hulk feels relevant again. But the thing is, it still kind of doesn't, because the Incredible Hulk is a bland movie. So his torso, I based that off of Lex Luthor's, I believe. Yeah, it's basically Lex Luthor's like suit. It's all dark blue, all that, and you can see the anger. Like, maybe I could have, maybe for this head, I should have sculpted a mustache to see it. The angrier it gets, the bushier it gets. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, General Ross is actually my favorite figure in this showcase right now, because he's simple but effective. And I don't think a lot of people made General Ross, and I actually like his character in the movie, even though he doesn't do much. No, he's not supposed to. I'm sorry, I understand. But nevertheless, General Ross is my favorite figure in the showcase, and a pretty cool character in my opinion. It's probably one of the few characters I actually do like in the Incredible Hulk. So let's move on to the other two figures I was talking about. And this minifigure is Hawkeye. Now you're probably wondering, what did I do with Hawkeye? He doesn't look much. Well, that's true, because the only thing I basically did was just give him stubble. Because after seeing the movie, I noticed he had stubble. It kind of looked like he didn't, though. Like, even if he did, it's probably not noticeable, so that's why I didn't give him stubble in the first place. But, but he does have, like, a little mustache going on, so that's what I did. I just, like, painted, like, simple dots, just not over. Just only, like, the mustache and the beard area, nothing on the side, not like Zemo. So, yeah, it's just a simple little stubble. So that's all I did for Hawkeye, so... yeah, and just want to make it a little bit different, so I guess like it's good. So yeah, moving on to our last figure, and that figure is Uncle Ben. Yes, all right, I know Uncle Ben did not appear in the movie, but at this point he's already dead because Peter Parker's already Spider-Man. There's only Aunt-May in there, in the house. But yeah, they didn't mention Uncle Ben at all in the movie. But the reason why I made this because I'm just a terrible person. It's just a brick with Sharpie Uncle Ben. Oh my goodness, I'm just terrible. Alright, let's just move on to Giant Man. Alright, so I do not have a proper background for Giant Man here, so I'm just gonna show him off anyway right here. So here's Giant Man, and he's just basically Lego's like official Giant Man, but with a little bit of modification. The thing I modified besides the paint are like some parts of his arms. Basically what I did, I changed this entire arm, like this piece right here, and this gray piece, that's all changed that. I changed little bits on the helmet, mostly like the shape from the side. The sides I changed up a lot. And because I just think doing like this is a lot more accurate, and plus it looks a little more round, and just like how the official, like what I did for my custom Ant-Man. So just got, like you can see in the back, I gave him a little bit details on the back, just add a little plates. So now for all the paints, this is basically based off my custom Ant-Man. I just like translate into Giant Man. And I really love how it turns out, especially the belt. The belt is probably my favorite. Legs, I kind of rushed it, but I don't really care about it. And torso, the torso is good too. I just don't like my silver paint anymore. I probably might need to buy some more. And yeah, I painted like the arms, with the gray, the blue, because he's turning big now, and blue means big, red is short. We've seen that in Civil War, and we've also seen that in Ant-Man. Great movie, by the way. And this is basically Lego's Ant-Man figure. So if you want a how to build on it, why do you need me to do a how to build? It's Lego's figure. So there's not much to say about Giant Man other than the fact that he was also in the movie. I like what Lego did with it, and like how it represents a big minifigure. The only thing I would definitely change is the hands, though, because the hand coloring is inaccurate. But I don't think I can't buy any like black parts of this. I don't know if there are any. If they are, would I change it? Probably not, because I honestly don't care. So yeah, I could have painted more like inside the legs and the back, but I just decided, nah, I just don't want to. So that's it for all my figures, and we can just conclude this video, guys. There, I am finally done with this figure. Whew, took me so long to make. And I hope everyone likes this figure just as much as I do.
You copied MGS.
Hey Bucky, you want to hear a good story? So that's all I have for this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, leave a like in the comment down below. Follow me on my social media sites, and be sure to check them out because I do post a lot of work in progress. So if you guys are interested to see what I'm making, such as like other CW figures, then I highly recommend to check them out. And so yeah, so that's all I need to say really, because there's just nothing else. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'm able to record more after I get my wisdom teeth, all 4 of them removed. And it's gonna be tough because I'm gonna have like 4 gaping holes in my mouth, and I'm gonna eat nothing but soup. Fantastic. So that's it, guys. Bye bye.